Let me welcome you to today's discussions. I think last time you looked at the multiple nature of entrepreneurship, its various cognate forms, the schools of thought. Today we want to focus on the theories, the models, and the stereotypes of entrepreneurship. What theories are there, if at all? What are the forms or models of entrepreneurship you see? What are the stereotypes, the types of entrepreneurship you see? It's important to know that this area of study is fairly hot, new. It's a new area of study. This means that it may not have its own hot theories. We may soon understand what theories are. And being new area of study, at best it has only what we call models, patterns, formations. But in short, models of entrepreneurs. All these models should not be taken on their face value. As a new subject, it's not that it's being developed. But for now, what we can say is that it's borrowing a lot from other seasoned or old disciplines of study. Already I mentioned that it's multidisciplinary. For you to understand entrepreneurship, you must have understanding of psychology, sociology, economics, and management. So it doesn't have its own theory as one understands that concept of theory. It borrows a lot from other seasoned or well-established areas of study. There are many psychological words, sociological words, words or concepts from economics. So it's for you to understand that it borrows a lot. Hence, as you saw earlier, the various schools of thought. You can see that the schools reflect the various disciplines of study these days: psychology, sociology, economics. Sometimes we are even saying even anthropology. So it's important again for you to understand that it may not have its own hot theory. What we can talk of for now is what they call models of entrepreneurship. The models of entrepreneurship. So go to the models. What are they? What they seek to achieve collectively as a model? Now, before that, let's look at understand about a theory. It's the course material as a theory. As you can see, it's a set of concepts, ideas put together to understand any phenomena that can be observed. So that's the theory. So theories are based on years of observations of things that happen, of phenomena. So for now, having said that the area of entrepreneurship is very new, it does not have its own hot theory because it just started. At best, you can only talk of models, patterns of behavior of people. In that case, one will ask, what then are these models of entrepreneurship? For now, I have three basically identified models of entrepreneurship. Three models of entrepreneurship. The psychological model, the psychodynamic, and social marginality. Psychological model, psychodynamic, and social marginality. These are three models. These three models combined answer some basic fundamental questions in the study of entrepreneurship. The questions are, which are quite basic. Are entrepreneurs born or made? It's a question often asked. All these entrepreneurs we know in Ghana or throughout the world, are they born or made? And the question is, what do you think as students? Are entrepreneurs born or made? This issue of entrepreneurship, is this science, something that one can study? Is this science or something that is natural? Is it an art? An art, when you say something is an art, it simply means you have it as a flair. It's in you. But science means study. So entrepreneur, is this an art? Are you born with it? Or you can go ahead to study it, as we are doing now. Another important question that are answered, or that is answered by these three models together, is, can entrepreneurship as a subject be taught? Can it be taught as a subject? This whole subject of entrepreneurship can be taught. Of course, if it can't be taught, it can't be here today. Another question that is often asked, which you must try to find answers to, who becomes an entrepreneur? Among you here as students, who becomes an entrepreneur? And finally, can any of you here become a successful entrepreneur? So the questions that are answered by these three models, the models are, as you go over them, a psychological model, the psychodynamic model, then social marginality model. Three models. They try to answer some fundamental questions. And the questions are there. Are entrepreneurs born or made? Your answers may be sought. As you also try to explain these questions, or to answer these questions. Is entrepreneurship an art or science? Can anyone become a successful entrepreneur? Can entrepreneurship be taught? Who then becomes an entrepreneur? 5 fundamental questions. 5 basic questions that are often asked in the teaching and learning of entrepreneurship. These questions are answered by the 3 models. And the models, as I said, once again, psychological model, psychodynamic, and social marginality. The models are now explained briefly. The first one is psychological model. This model believes that entrepreneurs are born, and they are born with certain inborn traits or characteristics. Once they were born, this is part of them as a human being. the question we want to find out later is, what are these crucial traits, attributes, characters that you need to be born with so that you become an entrepreneur? And those things are understood under the psychological model. Of course, there are another name for psychological model is the traits model or behavioral model. You can see that the words of psychology are coming in here. So that goes back to confirm why I said from the beginning that for you to understand the subject matter of entrepreneurship, which is integrative of other areas of study, which is multidisciplinary, you have to understand the subject psychology. Because the words there, trait, behavior, these are key words in psychology. And the first model bears its name from psychological model. For further reading, go to linkages. There's something even about Amoaben. Was he born or was he made? Or any other heart entrepreneur may know. As a young person, I think you all know Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of what? Facebook. Was he born or made? These are questions answered through these models. And if he was born, what are the things that were born with him that today became one of the richest persons in the world? It's a young guy. As I said, those who ascribe to this model think that entrepreneurs are born with certain what? Inborn traits, attributes, and that once they're born like that, they will suddenly become entrepreneurs. In other words, once an entrepreneur, always an entrepreneur. Sometimes close to saying that once a footballer, you'll be a footballer. But the question then is, can footballers be made, or they can be trained to become big footballers? They are natural footballers. They are self-made footballers. They are trained footballers. The same question or issue we are asking about entrepreneurs. Do you have born entrepreneurs or made entrepreneurs? The question is, what's your take on this? Certainly, you have this belief that for you to become an entrepreneur, you must have certain inborn traits. Inborn traits. They are born with you. Examples include the following. For you to be born entrepreneur, you must have in you certain attributes. You must be creative, risk-taking, you must be innovative, determined, you must be courageous, persistent in your doings, persevering, resilient, independence-seeking. You must be bold. You must be confident, full of visions or visionary. At the same time, be flexible. You must love what you call ambiguities. Things are not clear, but how, as an entrepreneur, do you make things become clear? Through, for instance, your creativity or be innovative. So all entrepreneurs love things when they sound a bit chaotic. So the one would say they thrive on chaos. When things are not in order, that's why you see entrepreneurs coming to display because they are creative, innovative, and willing to delve into the unknown, reorganize things. Sometimes no matter the consequences. Of course, not being so foolhardy. So all entrepreneurs calculate their risks. They measure their risks. They don't just plunge into it. And they don't fear when things are chaotic or ambiguous. So the last two I have there, or we have there, is what entrepreneurs, they love ambiguities. When things are not that very clear. They don't fear. They go in, use their creative mind to put things in order. Another model that we have is what? Psychodynamic model. Simply means that these entrepreneurs were not born entrepreneurs, but they tend to acquire those things that you just mentioned as one would have been born with, being creative, being resilient. So we have this model known as what? The psychodynamic. It means psychologically, you may not be born with it, but as you move along, as you experience other things of life, you tend to acquire those desirable qualities of entrepreneur. And what are they? They are a bit unique. All entrepreneurs, as I said, they are creative, risk-taking, determined, courageous, persistent, visionary. They are bold, they are confident, they seek independence. So all entrepreneurs do that throughout the world. But what they are saying here is that some were born with it, hence a psychological model. Some were not born with it, but they tend to acquire it later in life as they are being socialized, either in schools, in churches, or in groups. Hence, the concept psychodynamic. Anything that involves the mind is called psyche, hence psychology. It's about the mind. Psychodynamic, dynamism means moving on, it's not static. So you can see that first, the person wasn't born with it by mind, but trying to acquire it, hence psychodynamic. The third model is social marginality. Social marginality model simply means that socially, you might be marginalized. Then through that, you become what? Entrepreneurial. The question then is, who are this group of people? Psychodynamic people, social marginality people, socially marginalized. So all migrants, if you migrate to another place, you got located to your place of abode or habitat, and it's not home, so you might find something doing because you become socially marginalized. So those who are migrants, who migrate to other countries, normally become entrepreneurs. Those who may call minorities, when you go to a society where they are few in number, they are minorities, they often become entrepreneurs. And of course, those who are marginalized, who are seen as can't do nothing people, but turn out to be entrepreneurs. So you have the three M's. The three M's: marginalized, minority, and migrants. For socially marginalized people. Hence, social marginality model. So the three models are out: psychological model, psychodynamic, and social marginality. I will urge you to read more on that, for thorough understanding. What you need to know is that all these models have their own they have their own criticisms, they have been criticized. So look at criticisms of it. We will not go through all with you now, but look to the text, the materials given you, and understand the models, how they have been criticized by various schools of thought, or by various disciplines, as mentioned earlier. Because mind use a new area of study is not being shaped. So someone will put something there, have an idea, but others come in to criticize it, like all other subjects. Started from the beginning, they mature to become what they are today. For instance, psychology was criticized in those days. Sociology was criticized. Economics was criticized. The same thing is happening to entrepreneurship. So all these models, for now, that's what we are applying for us to understand who becomes an entrepreneur. How does this process even unfold? Said it doesn't have its own models. Sorry, it doesn't have its own theories. At best, it has out models, patterns of behavior of people that we call entrepreneurs. It does not mean that if you behave like Mr. X, as an entrepreneur, you become like that. In as much as it can serve as a role model for you, because it's about human behavior. No matter how you mimic, imitate, if you like copy anybody, it may not be exactly like him or her. So you normally say we have models of entrepreneurship. Not the theory to say that once you apply this theory to yourself, you may also succeed. What's crucial in all these models is about the context, the environment, the society in which you grow. For instance, the richest person in this world, I think you may know him as Bill Gates, one time said, if we were to be born in Africa, he may not be what he is. Equally, it means that maybe all those who are poor today in Africa were to be born, let's say, in Canada, in Singapore, in the US, or other environments where things are friendly, where things are enabling, facilitating, encouraging, they could become entrepreneurs. In other words, maybe Bill Gates, as he said, could have failed. Or, I just mentioned him, Mark Zuckerberg. If he were to be born in Africa or any African country, he may not be what he is. So what I'm saying here is that, or we are saying here is that entrepreneurs may be what they are, despite their inborn traits. But at the end of the day, it is how enabling, facilitating the environment is. Some even thrive on bad environments, what we call bad or discouraging environments. I just mentioned that entrepreneurs thrive on chaos and they love ambiguities. So you need to understand these things in perspective. It's not about 1 + 1 being 2. At times can hurt. 1 + 1 being 3. Because you never know what's making one person be what he is. In the end, sometimes you say it's about lack. Lack is what makes you what you are without knowing what it is. So at times it's like that. So what I'm saying is that don't take these models on the surface, in as much as they are there as a guide in place of theories. Thank you very much.